Welcome to Wonder Child Studios Network episode number 1. I'm your host, Darian Addison, and today we have a very nice slate for you guys. Starting off, we're going to go with the reaction video from the wonderful SageRain. 2, we're going to get into a psychological breakdown from yours truly. And 3, we have a special surprise I put together for you guys, so stay tuned. It is going to be a wonderful night, and let's have a very fun time. Today's topic is the legendary copy ninja Kakashi Hatake from the wonderful, amazing series Naruto. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to check it out. So, why not let's get this night started? And let's begin with part 1. We have a video from SageRain about Kakashi, the man who lost everything. Let's get into this reaction and see how this goes. Okay, so we are going to get right into this reaction. We have Kakashi Hatake for The Man Who Lost Everything by SageRain. Shout out to SageRain, man. So let's get right into it.
He lost his father, lost his best friend, lost his lover, and he lost his mentor. And later, he even lost his patented Sharingan. Kakashi Hatake was born in the Hidden Leaf.
Yeah, young guy right there, young Kakashi. And this is the same type of room that we see Naruto and his crew in. This is crazy. But imagine being somebody who lost that many people. Would you still be able to stay pure-hearted after all that?
Mother unknown and his father, Sakumo Hatake, Konoha's White Fang, a ninja who was once as powerful as the Sannin themselves, but later disparaged by his comrades for choosing to save a friend over the mission. Kakashi had the intelligence and ability of a Chunin at 5 years old. When he was
5 years old is outrageous, bro. That's how you know this man was a genius.
An academy student, he entered the Anbu Black Ops at 12 years old and was by far the most powerful ninja in his class. But he was distant. Kakashi didn't say much and he didn't care about much. But this is because Sakumo committed suicide and Kakashi didn't have much of a childhood. He didn't get to enjoy life as a kid and he didn't carry the same.
His dad committed suicide as a kid after him being a genius. Insane.
Innocence that the other kids carried. He was forced himself to grow quickly. Almost like he was running away. But it seemed like that would only make things worse. The self-dependent Chunin was later forced to have teammates, Obito Uchiha and Rin Nohara, and though he didn't show it, he cared for them. Then Obito's life was quickly taken by the hands of falling rocks.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. You would have seen a villain out of me. My dad committed suicide and I lost my comrade? No way.
Obito gifted his friend with his left eye, the eye of the Sharingan, as a dying gift. And with the final breath, Obito asked Kakashi to take care of Rin, who carried the two-tailed beast inside of her. Rin later forced Kakashi to kill her, freeing her from the misery of having a beast live inside of her.
So, dad commits suicide, lose your best friend on a mission, and then the one person you have left forces you to kill her? Man.
And have people hunt her down for it. And though Kakashi denied her request, Rin threw herself in the way of Kakashi's attack as he impaled her heart with a lightning blade.
Nah.
And with this, the young Jonin had lost both of his teammates,
That's heartbreaking, man. That sucks.
Father at the ripe young age of 12.
At 12?
Again, 12 years of age, and he had already lost his father, his friend, and what many believed to be his lover. Kakashi would become depressed and later join the Anbu Black Ops.
I mean, I would be depressed too. What? That's insane.
In the Anbu, the Jonin released his rage and emotion through his hands and through his talent. He displayed a cold-heartedness and ruthlessness in the Anbu, and he wouldn't talk to his teammates for days at a time. But his successes were noted, as he rapidly rose through the Anbu's ranks.
That's all he
Kakashi's
had.
hardships would not end there. When the nine-tailed fox was set on the village, the Anbu was prohibited to defend the village, only being deployed to protect its citizens. The demon fox was slain, but at the hands of his mentor, Minato, the fourth Hokage.
So he lost his sensei too? Dang. Kakashi, I ain't gonna lie. You got my respect, because turning out a good guy after all this. Woo!
Another person who Kakashi had opened himself up to, and that he would lose. At this point in the tale, it becomes Naruto's story. Kakashi's grievance had not ended. The copycat ninja was chosen by the third Hokage to be his right hand, who was later killed by Orochimaru. And finally, Kakashi loses his Sharingan at the hands of Madara Uchiha.
My man's got the worst luck of all time.
Kakashi's story is one of incredible resiliency, but a story of faith and teamwork as well. And I believe that two different things motivate the copycat ninja: the belief of his own abilities and later friendship. I call his story one of faith, but one of the saddest stories in the Naruto universe. Because Kakashi could have blamed the Leaf for ostracizing his father. He could have turned against them for forcing his father to take his own life.
That's what I said. You would have seen a villain out of me, bruh. Better man.
But somewhere inside of him, Kakashi had forgiveness, and would later lay his life down for the Leaf, even assuming the position of its leader, the sixth Hokage.
He did become the Hokage, that's right.
And though Kakashi blames himself, he holds the burden of these people, which propels him forward to take on each day as they would, and in their honor. The mindset and the teamwork of the White Fang, Obito's hard work and love of life, Rin's kindness and love, and Minato's ability. When Kakashi's father died, he was motivated by his own ability, the ability to become better than his father, not only in status, but in talent and skill as well. The young Kakashi didn't even want to be associated with him, stating that he would follow the rules unlike his father.
That's so deep. That he wanted to follow the rules unlike his father. But little did he know.
Little did he know the White Fang was so honorable. And then when Obito died, it is at that instant that Kakashi understood why his father sacrificed the mission in order to save a teammate.
That's crazy how in Naruto they made the story come full circle. That his dad sacrificed the mission to save his comrade. And then Kakashi ends up taking that lesson and putting that into Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. Man, this show, 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen Naruto, go check it out, please.
It is at that instant that Kakashi realized that the people around him were much more important than any mission.
Facts.
And that the survival of the team should always be the number one priority.
1000%, man.
And while he doesn't overtly say it, he cares immensely about the people around him. As the village raised him, and through Team 7, Might Guy, Kurenai, Asuma, and everyone else, he believed that he could inspire a culture of teamwork. A teamwork that he wished he had with his own team.
Real quick, shout out My Guy. My Guy really held it down for my boy Kakashi after everything he went through. Like, I think they were best friends, and I'm sure he was a big reason why he didn't turn cold, having him around. So shout out Guy, man. Shout out Guy.
Though Naruto was motivated by other people as well, Kakashi is definitely credible in the motivation that Naruto has to pursue his best friend to the ends of the earth in order to bring him back to the light, something that Kakashi wishes he could even have the opportunity to do.
Man.
The copy ninja is the pinnacle of resiliency and persistence. Kakashi Hatake is the man who lost everything, and though death has silenced him, he speaks profoundly with his actions and with a smile.
Legend.
In the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum. That's true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum.
But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. What a gem. The great copy ninja, Kakashi Hatake, the man who lost everything. Hey, shout out SageRain again for the vid. And let's get right back to the network. Shout out to SageRain for the amazing video to react to. That was a lot of insight on this amazing character to break down. Kakashi Hatake has been through a lot. How he stayed a good guy? Who knows? But anywho, let's get into part 2, a psychological breakdown from yours truly. Alright, so let's break this down. We have Kakashi Hatake, someone who lost everything that you could ever lose. His best friend, his lover, his sensei. The thing that I like about Kakashi so much is that even though he went through everything he went through, he still was a good guy. So in the series Naruto, there were so many characters who have tragic backstories which led them to be, where they were. So you had Pain, you had Obito, you had Madara, right? All these different scenarios where they had tragic backstories but turned to the left. But with Kakashi, he went through so much and still turned to the right. He could have been a crazy villain. He killed his lover with his own hands after she jumped in front of him. He watched his best friend get crushed by a rock, took the Sharingan and carried it on, and obviously his sensei died protecting the village. That's a lot to go through. But then, he went quiet, and then he turned to the right by becoming that mentor, becoming that person who could, inspire the next generation. And also, I'm forgetting, his dad committed suicide. And his dad committed suicide for choosing his comrades over the mission, and they shunned him for it. But with Kakashi, he was always mission first, and that's how he lost Obito. And then it changed, and now he implemented that stuff with Team 7, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. So how many of us could do that? How many of us could go through all of our trauma and still have a loving moral heart? How many of us could, stay on that right path instead of trying to get even, having all this hate in our heart, having no forgiveness? And that's why I think Kakashi is so important, because, obviously he's special. He's, I believe, the only character in the show who is able to use the Sharingan, who isn't an Uchiha, and he's always been a genius. So being able to maintain that level of love and care and compassion through everything he's went through, to me, is like why he's one of my favorite characters and why he's one of the best well-written characters. Obviously he ends up becoming a Hokage, which is great. And then he inspired and instilled so many lessons into Team 7 and the people around him. So shout out Kakashi, man. He is a great character and a big reason why I want to do this video. So relating this to myself, right? There's so many things that we go through in life that could turn us evil, whether it be not having a father figure in your life, whether it be, losing someone that you love. We could always turn the wrong way. We could always just let our trauma guide us. But using Kakashi, we got to be able to keep our morals, have forgiveness in our heart, have something bigger than ourselves. Maybe that's a religion or something spiritual, to where we can, have that forgiveness. I'm Christian myself, so I believe that's important, to be able to live a life of love and forgiveness. And then you had Mike Guy, one of his best friends who didn't turn his back, which I think is a huge factor as to why Kakashi was the way he was. So relating this to ourselves, let's use Kakashi. Now that was a wonderful piece of wisdom, if I don't say so myself. Man, where did that guy learn all this stuff? He really knows what he's talking about. Kakashi Hatake is a lot to break down, and that guy is the perfect one to analyze his inner deep thoughts. and he even related it to himself. So, on to the next segment. We have part 3. That special surprise. I'm not going to say any more except let's see what it is. Before you were the copy ninja, who were you? A boy who believed rules were everything. My father broke them. They shunned him. He chose people over the mission and paid for it. So you chose the opposite path? I became cold, precise, late on purpose, so I wouldn't get close enough to lose anyone again. But you did lose them. Obito died telling I was wrong. Ren died by my hand. Minato died protecting us. Every lesson came too late, like rain after the fire's already gone out. When it rains now, what do you hear? Regret. The sound of promises I couldn't keep. I survived. And I don't know if that makes me lucky or guilty. Then why teach the next generation? Because someone has to break the cycle. I tested them the same way I failed and wanted to see if they choose differently. And when they did, I saw Obito again. Not in the Sharingan, but in their choices. What would you say to the boy you were? That rules matter, but bonds are what save you. That pain doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. And what would you say now? Now I live for the ones who couldn't. I protect what they believed in. That's how I carry them forward through the next generation, keeping a loving heart in a world full of hate. I won't go cold. A therapy session with the copy ninja himself? Sign me up. What a wonderful piece of content that was. Now, that is all for you guys, folks. Again, I am your host, Darian Addison, and that is Wonder Child Episode 1. I will see you guys next time, and let me know who you guys would want to be the focus next. We got a lot of great stuff to get into, and we're going to make this network a great thing. Signing out, Darian Addison, Wonder Child Studios. See you guys soon.
All right, here we go.